All right. Well, you're at the point now where you got your passport back from the consulate and there's your beautiful visa stamp in there. You want to be sending a copy to your attorney so we can also cross-reference that everything is correct. For those of you that have had perhaps some issues in the past crossing the U.S. border, maybe on other visas, you've been stopped before, perhaps even detained, you want to be pausing before you just simply go through the border. You want to be talking with your U.S. immigration attorney and discuss the steps that happen when you also be talking to another officer, and that's your Customs and Border Protection officer when you're going through the border. So you have your interview at the consulate, and then there is also a mini discussion or a mini conversation that happens when you actually enter. And when you enter, you want to be having with you a copy of your approval notice. I always like to have on the first time through an actual copy of your post-approval packet that's carried with you in your satchel when you go through. And go through the Q&A that the attorney is going to help prepare you for. But again, you want to review the packet again. You want to be very familiar with the upcoming projects that you have that you're going to come through and be working on. And you want to be ready to answer questions like, I see you've been approved for an O1 visa. Well, what makes you so special? Don't be afraid to name drop. Sometimes this question comes up and be prepared for it. Or perhaps they'll bring up a prior entry through the border that you had where you might have had some difficulty. This is what you want to be prepared for. Don't be worried if the customs officer that you first come to approach decides to send you to the secondary inspection, the room in the back with their supervisor. It doesn't mean that anything's necessarily wrong. In most cases, this is just a situation where the officer is not prepared to process that last step of granting you your I-94 stamp, which is your border stamp there to show permission of entry, in a very important electronic record on cbp.gov. So sometimes they will have you go to the back room where you're going to talk to the officer, and it will be, again, a very similar series of questions which your attorney will help prepare you for, to then gather all your things and leave customs and be prepared to then go on the plane or enter at the port of entry into the United States of America. Thank you.